I'm Rick Morales, producer, Lego Batman Family Matters.
So Rick, it's called Lego Batman Family Matters, and they see the whole family's here. We got Jason Todd, we got Damian, we got Nightwing, Dick Grayson, Batgirl, Batwoman, Batman. Where's Tim Drake?
You gotta watch the movie.
Is he in the movie?
Well,
Can you tell me if he's in the movie?
I'll tell you straight up. He's not in the movie,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean that we don't allude to him. So he does exist. Look, Tim Drake is my personal favorite Robin. He's the one that was Robin when I was growing up, and that Neil Adams costume was always, like, to me, the best thing ever. So yeah, I would have loved to put Tim in this and really give him a big role, but it just didn't work out.
We actually talked to one of your executive producers for Hush, and he went to say something. He was like, well, Tim, he's like, let me just say this. We have big plans for Tim Drake, is what he told me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. So
Maybe.
hopefully they do.
So tell us what's going on. Family Matters, that's also a graphic novel or a comic line, correct?
It's more a beloved 80s sitcom. I don't pick the title. It's not.
Come on, knock at my door. No, coming in the back cave.
Well, we don't have Lego Urkel, so that's one boat we missed. But yeah, no, I mean the name fits because thematically, obviously, this is all about the Bat family, and I think when you watch this, you'll see that pretty much every story thread, even the stuff involving the villains, that it all ties into this idea of family and how do we relate and how do we keep up our relationships and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a Lego thing. It's fun and silly, and we do a lot of Lego brick building and stuff like that. But I hope ultimately at the end of the day, like, there's a heart to it, and there's a real, like, emotional journey that these characters kind of go on and come to, and understanding.
I mean, Batman doesn't always have to be 18 and older, he's good for all ages.
I mean, look, I've worked on so much Batman throughout my career and different incarnations, and he really is one of the characters that works in sort of any format. I mean, super young, obviously dark, like, I worked on the Adam West Batman stuff, that we did, the 66 reference stuff, and there's a Batman for everyone, and I think they're all valid, and I love them all.
Batman turns 80 years old this year. What do you think it is about him and his universe that's had it withstand the test of time?
Well, I think it's so malleable. I think that you can do anything with him. Like you can send him to space, and he works in Gotham City fighting street level villains, and you know what I mean. And he just works, and like I said, there's something in him. There's a version for everyone. My kids, I've got children, and they're really young, 2 and 4, but they love Batman, and they're not reading the Frank Miller Dark Knight stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a Batman for them, and they love it, and I think that's why he endures.
Can you tell us what's going on in the story in Family Matters? You're allowed to.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to debut it. I don't want to give too much away, but basically Batman decides that maybe he doesn't want to be Bruce Wayne anymore. Maybe that's not the best way for him to spend his time. Maybe he could get more stuff done as Batman, And so it all sort of like stems from that decision and sort of works out from there. There's a lot of villains in it. I think a lot of Lego villains that you haven't seen before, which is fun. I finally got to do Big Fig Solomon Grundy, which I've wanted to do for a while. And yeah, so there's a lot of like neat cameos and stuff for Batman fans. And
it's funny because like Batman, people sometimes think of Batman, they're like, oh, he's a loner, but he's sure to surround himself with a lot of like allies.
Well, yeah, that's right. I mean, like, yeah, for such a loner, he's got like quite the team of Robins, right? Yeah. No, we referenced that, and I think there's some fun Easter eggs in this. The nature of the story we're telling. Obviously, Red Hood's in it, and comic book fans know what that probably entails. Now it's Lego, so obviously there's got to be a different way of telling that particular story. But there's no crowbars in this. But yeah, I think there's some fun Easter eggs in there for Batman fans.
So when does the movie come out? Are you premiering it here at Comic-Con today?
We're premiering it here at Comic-Con today, and then I believe it's 8/20. What does the poster say?
8/20.
It says 8/20, so I was right.